is finally rising. The silent majority is silent no more. In the city of Bristol, a powerful moment unfolded, one that marks the beginning of a long overdue awakening across the United Kingdom. UK patriots took to the streets and stood face to face with pro-Palestinian protesters, not with violence, but with firm resolve, demanding that enough is enough. It was a confrontation that echoed not just through the streets of Bristol, but through the hearts of millions of Britons who have watched their country change dramatically in just a few short years. Have a watch.
He's stolen the phone! Come on, he stole our phone, everyone!
Get in there! Fucking start hitting people!
Has he got my phone?
Yes, we got it. You want to get it? Yes. I think he's got it. He's fucking talking about your phone. There are many more of us than you. There are many more of us than you. There are many more. Many more of us than you. James, come back. Wait. James, let me do the crossing. Gordon, reform! Go on, lads! That's it. Come in, come out. Get some snatch squads on the boys.
The message from the Patriots was clear and unapologetic. If you are not ready to integrate, then leave. This wasn't hate. This wasn't racism. This was the voice of a people who have had enough of watching their cities being used as battlegrounds for foreign causes, their culture being undermined, and their generosity being thrown back in their faces. Make your opinion count by liking this video and promoting it for more awareness. Also, share and subscribe to our channel for upcoming updates. Let's challenge the narrative together. As pro-Palestinian protesters marched through the city, waving flags and chanting slogans tied to a conflict thousands of miles away, British citizens finally stood up and said, "Not here, not in our country, not on our streets." And with one voice, they chanted, "Whose street? Our street," a chant that carried a deep symbolic meaning. These are not just words, they are a declaration of ownership, of belonging, and of a people reclaiming what is rightfully theirs. The scenes in Bristol are not isolated. They are part of a larger movement that is growing rapidly across the UK. From London to Leeds, Manchester to Birmingham, the mood is shifting. The British people are waking up, and they are no longer afraid to speak the truth. For too long, they've been shamed into silence, told that voicing concerns about immigration, about cultural erosion, about national identity made them bigots or extremists. But now, the tide has turned. The British public has seen what unchecked immigration has brought. They've seen their towns change beyond recognition. They've seen crime rise, communities fragment, and their values and traditions pushed aside in the name of political correctness. They've watched as migrants are housed in expensive hotels, fed, clothed, and given financial assistance, all while British families struggle to make ends meet, veterans sleep on the streets, and working taxpayers are squeezed harder every day. The people are asking the hard questions now. Why is their money being used to fund luxurious accommodation for people who often reject British values? Why do some immigrants come here not to be part of society, but to protest against it? to riot and to promote ideologies that are fundamentally incompatible with the freedoms and rights that define the UK. In Bristol, the Patriots looked these protesters in the eye and told them exactly that. If you're not here to embrace the British way of life, if you're not here to respect the flag, the laws, the customs, then why are you here at all? Go back to where you belong, they said. Not out of hate, but out of a growing desperation to preserve what's being lost. The UK police, ever eager to maintain the facade of neutrality, arrested several protesters for causing social unrest. But the people know the truth. They know who the real disruptors are. They know who has been allowed to run wild in the streets, waving foreign flags and chanting slogans that have no place in British society. And they know who has had to bite their tongues for too long while their country was slowly taken away from them. This is not about race, it's not about religion, it's about culture, it's about loyalty, it's about whether or not you come to Britain to become part of it or to tear it apart. And that's where the line is finally being drawn. Bristol was a spark, a moment when the people said no more. And that spark is spreading. More and more Britons are waking up to the harsh realities of unchecked immigration. They are seeing how their kindness has been exploited, how the open doors have led to open wounds in the very fabric of their society, and they are ready to close those doors, not out of cruelty, but out of necessity. Because a nation that cannot protect its identity is a nation that will not survive. A nation that refuses to demand integration is a nation that will fall to division. And a people who are constantly told to tolerate everything, even intolerance, will eventually have nothing left to stand for. The British people do have something to stand for. They have a rich history, a proud culture, and a legacy of resilience. They are not perfect. No country is. But they have every right to defend what is theirs. To expect that those who come to their shores come with respect and gratitude, not entitlement and hostility. And now, with scenes like those in Bristol, we are seeing that defense take shape. We are seeing the rise of a new patriotism, not one based in anger or fear, but in love. Love for country, love for tradition, love for the generations yet to come. This is not the end of the story, it's just the beginning. As more people rise, as more voices join the chorus of whose street, our street, the government will be forced to listen. The media will be forced to cover it honestly, and the country will begin to reclaim its soul. For those who stood firm in Bristol, thank you. You are the beginning of a movement that will not be stopped. You are the defenders of a nation that has been asleep for too long. You are the reminder that Britain still belongs to the British people. Let this be a message to every corner of the UK. Stand up, speak out, and take your country back. Because Britain is rising, and nothing will stop it now.
Hey, the guy's not got my shoe. Have I got you dead? Whatever.